Have you ever spent weeks compiling a portfolio of evidence only for it to be turned down because key documents are missing? Or maybe you are struggling to understand what assessors and verifiers need when it comes to portfolio of evidence. If you are such a person, then this series is meant for you. Welcome to GrowTech. I'm Kennedy Onyango, agricultural trainer and educator that is passionate about training TVET students and also trainers to simplify portfolio of evidence management using modern digital tools and artificial intelligence. So if you're wondering how this series is going to be important, then I'd like to highlight that there are a few importance of portfolio of evidence that are key to students that they need to take note of as we will be walking through this series. The reason why this video is documenting and highlighting portfolio of evidence is because of the following. One, TVET is competency-based, which means that everything that a student is doing has to be backed by evidence. And therefore, portfolio of evidence is going to help learners to have a place where the evidence of the activities they have done have been compiled and they have been stored for purposes of assessment. Besides that, we can also talk about portfolio of evidence as a proof of competency. Any other person, not just student, who has a portfolio of evidence, it highlights and someone can truly appreciate that whatever the person is saying to have done can be seen as an evidence that is tangible to the person that is evaluating or assessing this particular learner. Another importance of portfolio of evidence is because a good portfolio of evidence saves time. You can imagine someone who is claiming to have accomplished 1 or 2, 3 things academically, but they cannot substantiate it through records. POE will help these learners to be able to save time and also assessors to be in a place where they can easily evaluate this learner. A good portfolio also improves assessment quality. At the end of the final assessment, when the final assessment is going to be done for a learner has to submit their portfolio of evidence. This will ensure that the assessor can have a view of how these students have progressed academically in the course that they have been taking. So the activities and academic work that this learner has done has been compiled and has been presented by a learner such that the final one is going to be based and also is going to be underlined based on the other evidences provided. And lastly, we can also appreciate that we live in a digital era and therefore portfolio of evidence presents us with the opportunity to present what we've learned and what we've done in a digital way that is accessible and that is usable to any person that is interested in it, especially in this case, evaluators and assessors. So this series is going to be important for us all to attend, the learners that are in TVET, and to appreciate that portfolio of evidence is not just any other document, but it is something that has a significant importance when it comes to academic progress of such a student. The portfolio of evidence management series is going to be of benefit not only to learners, but also to assessors, internal verifiers within an institution, external verifiers who come and check the standards within the institutions, also the quality assurance officers that ensures that the quality of education in our TVETs are vast and up to date and are beneficial to the learners, and also for the institutional administrators, just to ensure that the learners that they have are undergoing through training that is going to benefit them with regard to the skills and also the knowledge that they need to have that has been documented and has been placed for view and for assessment. And lastly, I have to also emphasize that you cannot just mention learners. To learners that are going to learn how to use portfolio of evidence and they're going to ensure that their portfolio of evidence is accurate and it is and it meets the standard of assessors, these learners are also going to learn how they can document the same when they get to their places of work. So as a learner, this is not just for you as a learner, but it's also going to be of useful to you when finally you transition into the job market. Continue with the practice of keeping your evidence that someone can check and someone can have an evidence of what you've studied. Of course, we expect you that you can practice what you claim through the portfolio of evidence and therefore document them, leave them, and have them within you that it cannot be challenged. The knowledge that you have and information that you claim to know can be shown in the work that you do. This series is going to cover 7 areas And we are going to break them into small bits that those who are going to benefit and are going to follow this series are going to have maximum benefit out of it. The first thing that we're going to look at is evidence collection. We shall ask ourselves and we shall go through ways in which evidence are supposed to be collected, evidence that are going to be placed in the portfolio of evidence. Other than that, we are also going to look at the assessment planning. How do we plan for assessment when it comes to portfolio of evidence? You are a student who has been undertaking this course, you've been doing units that have been assessed, and you have marks, cuts, and things like that, and also a project that you've done. We're going to look at how the assessment of the activities that you've done and the academic work that you want to prove through portfolio of evidence can be well placed and they can be easily assessed. The third one is, we are also going to look at the digital portfolios. We have various portfolios that a person can use. And when we get to that part, we shall look at the various digital portfolios that one can use, especially in the academic line, so that students knows exactly which type of portfolio they're supposed to use and present when it is called upon. We are also going to check, number 4, the AI tools. We believe in the era of artificial intelligence. It is here to simplify our work. There's a repetitive work that we normally do, but there's a creative aspect of life that we also would like to leave it for human to do. That repetitive act, those things that we can forget, we are going to ask ourselves and we are going to learn the tools that we can use when it comes to portfolio of evidence management, so that it saves our time as we prepare the portfolio of evidence, and we also come to remember the most important documents to keep in the portfolio of evidence. This series will also cover the verification process, so that students can know that during the verification process, what will be expected of them. This is to ensure that nothing misses out of the portfolio of evidence that they shall have prepared and present during the assessment and the final examination. Another subject that this series will also cover is the quality assurance. We need quality in everything that we do. Even in the portfolio of evidence, quality still stands, that whatever you're going to present to be assessed has to meet the quality standards within the institution. Your institution shall have told you what you need to include, but besides that, we are also going to learn how best to place it, so that with regard to quality, you are not missing out on that. So there'll be more about quality when you get there. And the last subject or topic that this series will cover is institutional portfolio management. Finally, after we've submitted our portfolio of evidence, we shall also discuss what next. We normally would like to know what follows whatever we've done. So in the portfolio of evidence, when you submit your portfolio of evidence to your assessors or to your institution for assessment, the final assessment, we need to know that the management of the institution is going to manage your portfolio of evidence, and at that period, as we wait for the feedback from your lecturer or perhaps your trainers, we are going to know what is happening in your portfolio of evidence. There's a reason why I want you to follow this series, and I've looked at what other people have with regard to portfolio of evidence, and I'd like to tell you that when you'll be coming to follow this series, there are a few things that I'd like you to know that I'm of keen interest to when it comes to the management of your portfolio of evidence. One is, we are here for the best practices. As a trainer, as a teacher, I'm also interested in ensuring that my students appreciates and whatever they give meets the best practices procedures. 2, I'm also here to help you to minimize or perhaps even to eradicate the common mistakes that normally learners do when it comes to portfolio of evidence, that at the end of the day deny them a chance to have better results, which makes us so tired and waste a lot of time. We shall also be talking about real TVET examples. We are going to deal with evidences that are present, what normally happens, so that you can learn from others while you can as you also improve on your own. Like I said before, we live in the era of artificial intelligence, and in this series I shall give you clues, I shall give you tips on how to integrate artificial intelligence when it comes to your preparation of the portfolio of evidence. And also we shall look at the digital outflows or workflow. In the digital world, there is how we need to present our documents. The portfolio of evidence need to be presented in a digital way. So we shall look at the best way you can digitally present these evidences that will make us stand out whenever someone looks at our portfolio of evidence. And lastly, we shall also be integrating professional portfolio presentation. Professionalism. You are training to be a professional. And therefore, your portfolio of evidence also has to look like a profession. So as a student, we are going to learn, and I'm going to ensure that professionalism is inculcated into the portfolio of evidence that you're preparing. For those who've started preparing, you can again look at what you can improve on that. So these are some of the things that I think that are so essential that our lecturers normally look for, or our trainers are normally interested in, that we should integrate in the gathering and the preparation of these key evidence. To this end, if you are ready to master portfolio of evidence management from beginner to expert, subscribe and join me in this complete training series so that you can explore and understand this subject more. In the next episode, we shall answer one of the most important questions. What exactly is a portfolio of evidence? So come so that we start understanding the portfolio of evidence. But before I go, think about your current approach to portfolio of evidence management. What is the biggest challenge you are facing? Is it collecting of evidence, organizing it, or preparing it for assessment? Share your answer in the comments, and we'll address some of these issues as we continue in this series. Take care of yourself. Till next time, have a good day.